Hello and welcome back. In this episode we're going to do something a little bit silly. We're going to make a block that runs away. So let's pop down a command block and let's summon an ocelot. Yes, okay, so summon ocelot. I will summon it just 2 in the positive Z, which I know is just to the right of this screen. And I'm going to give it some extra things. First, I want to be able to target it, so I'm going to give it a tag. I'm going to call it ocelotBlock. I want it to be silent. I don't want it constantly meowing. And I want it to be invisible, so it needs an ActiveEffects. ActiveEffects. And we're going to have one active effect. It's going to be invisibility, which is ID 14B. We want an amplifier. How long will it last? Or how invisible? How invisible is it? Well, you're either invisible or not, so 1 is fine. Then we have a duration. That's how long will it last. I want it to last basically for a very long time, so I'm going to pick the highest integer value I can have, which is 2, 1, 4, 7, 4, 8, 3, 6, 4, 7. I think that works out at about 3 years. If someone is playing your map for 3 years, then this thing will turn visible. And we don't want to see the particles because there's no point being invisible when you're just running around with loads of particles. Done. Boom. We just saw him. Always takes a second for the active effect to kick in. Nothing you can do about that. You can just sort of teleport, summon him off camera so the player can't see, and then teleport him into the screen. And now I want to be able to kill him as well. Kill ocelot. Now I don't want to kill all ocelots, so I want to kill any entity. We did give him a tag. ocelotBlock. There we go. Now we run that. There he is. Okay, well we don't want that smoke, so let's change it from kill to execute as any entity tagged with ocelotBlock at themselves, run, teleport themselves, same X, minus 100 on the Y, same Z. So we're just shooting them straight down into the void. Summon, there he is, kill, missed the button, kill. Well, we killed him, we just can't tell. Okay, now we need a block. And we will put this, let's do it separate. We could tag it onto the end of this as a chain, you probably would want to. But we are going to keep it separate. Summon block. My block is going to be riding an armor stand, so we're going to be summoning an armor stand, and I am going to summon it 1 in the positive Z, so just to the right of this screen. And we're going to have to do a few things. I want it to be invisible. I want it to have no gravity. I want it to have a tag. Tags, let's do the right, there we go, the right thing. I'm going to call this ridingStand because it's an armor stand and it's going to be sort of riding the ocelot. So we're invisible, we've got no gravity, we've got a tag so we can target it. Now let's give it a block. So that's going to be a passengers. There's our array. Inside the array, we're only going to have 1 passenger. We are going to have a falling block. So ID, speech marks. We're going to have a Minecraft falling block. That's what's going to be riding it. Now, since it's a falling block, it needs a BlockState. This tells us the falling block what to look like. So, what should our falling block look like? Name, speech marks. I'm going to make it look like a piece of Minecraft stone. So that's our BlockState. We need a time that it's going to live for, because I think when it ticks to, I think it summons by default with a time of 1, and when it ticks to 600, it dies. Now, that's not very long, so I'm going to give it a very, very low number. 21474833648. I think that's the lowest integer, which again works out at about 3 years or something. If anyone's playing your map for that long, they've got a problem. I don't want it to have gravity. And I'm going to give it a tag as well. It's always good to tag everything, even if you don't use them, because you might want them later. I'm going to call this one the ridingBlock. Okay, done. Bang. There's our block. There is an armor stand just here, and this is effectively its head. Okay, now we don't have a way of killing that at the moment. Doesn't matter. Let's get a repeating command. Needs redstone repeating, and we are going to execute at any entity tagged with ocelotBlock. What are we going to do? We are going to run teleport any entity that is tagged with ridingStand, so that's our armor stand, and we're going to teleport it to the exact position of the ocelot. Done. Turn it on. Nothing's happening. We don't have an ocelot. Summon ocelot. Perfect. Apart from the fact it's flying. Okay, well, we just need to offset that slightly, and we can do that in here. The magic number is minus 1.5187. That's just the number that it takes to get this perfectly level. So the ocelot is not going anywhere. Go on, run around. There he goes. Now he's walking off. Bye-bye, stone block. Now, if we kill the ocelot, it takes everything else with it because they were riding it. Cool. So now we've got a block that will run around. Let's add something extra. So on here, let's make this always active and a chain. And we will execute at any entity tag equals ocelotBlock if entity, the nearest player, is within a distance of, let's say, 0 to 0.5. So you're going to have to be pretty close. Run. Now here is where you would just put your command for what happens when you catch the ocelot block. So maybe he's a key and you've got to catch the block and the door opens. So here you would say open door, etc. In fact, let's just put that. Say open door. Let's change that to a capital O. Keeps me happy. Okay, that should be running. Let's get ourselves an ocelot. Let's get ourselves a block. Now we're in creative, so he's not going to run away, so it's easy to catch him. Ah, the door opens. Perfect. We catch the block, the door opens. Pretty simple when you're in creative. What about if you're in survival? Okay, come here, ocelot. Oh, he's very quick. In an open plane like this is going to be very, very hard. You need to put him in a room, really, so you can catch him. Come back. Come back. No, I'm not. Maybe a speed potion. Oh, that was close. Pest. Okay. Anyway, that is how you make a block which is very, very annoying and will just run away from you all the time. See you later.